Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online quite late today, but I finally did make it to starting this stream. And what I'm going to be doing is leveling my Brawler again. It has been quite a while since I have played him, so I kind of forget where I left off with him, and just ready to continue. One thing I was actually considering was saving this character for the upcoming Yondershire zone, somewhere around there. But I decided he's probably not the best character to do that because I was hoping to take the opportunity with Yondershire to actually level a new character to go through the Shire and do them kind of back to back. So yeah, that would be the tentative plan for Yondershire, which is coming up probably about a month, a little over a month from now is when when I expect it to release, at least. Wow, 2 levels real quick. Or not 2 levels, 2 quests to turn in. Like I said, I actually forgot where I left off with this character. Also, I can turn this in, get even more XP. Alright. So I guess what I was thinking with this character is I could go to Bree-land, which I think I put in the title and thumbnail, so I better do that. I could do the Barrow-downs. That sounds like a good place for a brawler for some reason. So I could do, yeah, the Barrow-downs would be my current tentative plan, but y'all can let me know potentially what you'd like to see in Bree-land. Otherwise, before I actually go to Bree-land, I was hoping to do some questing in, not questing, but deeding in whatever zone I'm in right now. Ered Luin. Yes, the place of dwarves. I forget this character is a dwarf because I don't play dwarves except for this one. Because this character is basically an opportunity also for me to play a dwarf. We probably want to go to Dwellon. Oh, I actually can't go there. I'll have to walk myself. Wow. Do I even want to go there yet? And hello, Brendan. So I got tons of notifications. Unscathed. Oh, have I not died yet? Interesting. That means I have like 2 more levels before the final one, I think. I think it's 19 and not 20, but there might be a level 20 version as well. Okay, so deed-wise, we have Brigand Slayer, Hinderval Slayer, and Wolf Slayer. Okay, Wolf Slayer was going to be the relatively tough one, so maybe before we even go down to I'll get the Brigand and Hinderval over in Kelidul, I think. But before we head down to the south to do the exploration, and Wolf Slayer, I can also do that there. I can go ahead and get some wolves that are up here. And we have a cat who's actually, after rubbing against the microphone a bit, she is actually behaving. Do I... random note. I was thinking I would start the day with deeds, but do I actually want to? Oh, I got a level in charity. That sucks. Let me go ahead and set wit to earning. And I guess I can go ahead and slot loyalty as well. But I'll set wit to earning, so I can just start progression on that. But I think I am safe to complete deeds. Usually on a leveling character, I have noticed, at least in the little bursts of leveling that I have done on characters, it seems like keeping up with about 2 to 3 virtues is what I can usually do while leveling. Trying to keep up with all 5 can just require more deeding that I guess I don't tend to usually do. Am I in the spot for wolves? Or did I go to the wrong spot? Oh, here's some wolves. I also forget what all abilities this character has. He's level 17 and I still haven't left Ered Luin, actually. And I haven't even done all the quests or nearly all the quests. So that's kind of crazy, but yeah, he is... Well, I've used all my XP boosters because that's what people voted. I actually made a poll on the first stream. I know that was quite a while ago, but people voted that I do go ahead and use those. And I am personally, for the very low levels, I am personally very fine going ahead and using my XP boost, since a lot of the, like, let's see, we've had Ered Luin, which I've done tons of times. Bree, I've done tons of times. But once you start getting to the mid levels, maybe... really 30 with Evendim. I need to run Evendim again. And even somewhat Northdowns, kind of the middle section of Northdowns specifically. Been a long while since I've done that. Otherwise, Yeah, otherwise it's more so the level 40 plus zones that I haven't done quite as much of. And that is where I wouldn't mind actually leveling a bit slower or starting things under-leveled. Brawly is an amazing brawler name. I'm glad you think so, because that is also, it wasn't a poll that I did in the chat. I know I've been doing tons of polls lately, but that was actually another thing that people helped me come up with. I mentioned that it was like the one name I could think of to have a pun on Brawler and Louis. All the other ones just didn't quite sound right to me, so this one kind of worked out. Getting a lot of wolves killed here. Alright, I will do one more pass through for wolves, and then I suppose we could head on. I know deeds aren't the most exciting things, at least to me they aren't, but for a little bit warm up today, I don't mind just running around and getting that. I can always also come back, especially for something like the Wolf Slayer, I can always come back and do that at a later time. Though something I really have to think about with this character is Lowlands versus North Downs. So speaking of polls, let's see, we have North, not Norther. I am typing slow today. There we go. Is Lowlands, is that actually hyphenated like that? Ooh, it is. I'm glad I actually remember that. Looked like that thing was following me. Okay, this character can also gather, but I really don't have much use for gathering stuff here. Maluthor, you would have done Brawly Boy. Maybe for a Hobbit. Although I don't really play Hobbits, so I don't know. Alright, so far, people are leaning in favor of the zone that I would prefer running through. We, yeah, so far have 100% votes for North Downs. Which is, if I had a preference for this character, that is where I would go. I could even jump straight to North Downs, I think. That would be a little bit extreme, but I think it is possible at this level. Let's see. Because if I remember correctly, wrong way. If I remember correctly, North Downs starts at level 22. It used to be higher, I thought, and then they adjusted it lower, but I actually don't 100% remember. It might be 24. That is what I used to remember. But for some reason, I was thinking the lowest level quests were down to 22 at the very start. But even if so, if it is 22, I'm not even sure there's that many quests that are that low level. Let's see. I'm trying to read the LOTRO wiki, quite far off to the right, and I am trying to even find where this information is. Let's try Trestle Bridge, see if that has info on the quest. Okay, so according to the Trestle Bridge page on the LOTRO wiki, the quests start at level 24. Assuming that is up to date, which it looks like, from what I can gather, it seems reasonable. So if that zone doesn't start till 24, I'd really like to get at least level 20. That'll be one step above when the quest would be read. By the way, I see a future zone, I think. Let's see, right there. You can see a little area. But yeah, there is a view that I have not had yet of the Yondershire. I don't think I've looked from this far off in this particular location around this tower. Trying to even get my bearings for where I even am. So yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting where you can connect from Ered Luin to Yondershire. I did see Reninia, the producer, he did confirm that, I think it was him, it could have been Scenario. I'm actually forgetting who. No, it was not Reninia, sorry. I'm thinking it was Scenario at least, but it really doesn't matter overall. One of the developers confirmed that Yondershire will connect to Ered Luin, which we could have assumed, but nice to have an actual confirmation that it will presumably extend out there and potentially over here where it actually looks like you could just jump straight up in a few of these areas across the river. But yeah, there's sort of Yondershire. This is actually a nice spot for screenshots. Can always use more LOTRO screenshots. Speaking of screenshots, it was Scenario, okay. I think it was Reninia confirmed something else, which also was basically assumed information, I think even said in the producer's letter. But he confirmed that whatever monetization changes would actually happen in update 33. But I think that was covered in the actual letter already. Let's see, I don't think for the prologue, yeah, I think I've not gotten too much progress on that. Oh, he's actually, I could have done that since he was at the Hunter's Lodge at Thrasey's Lodge, but oh well. With those quests, I have done them so many times that I just don't quite feel the need to do that. Now there is something over here. Oh, the 4th gear. I wouldn't mind doing that just because, again, I have not done that quest. I don't know if the 4th one is the final one, but I feel like I might as well get that while here. Is that this mysterious chest? Oh, that is. Wow. Now, can I even kill this many enemies, though? That is perhaps a more pressing question. I have an AoE, but it hits like 2 things. I also forget what my other abilities are. I remember the AoE, and Helm Crusher is my strongest attack, strongest single target. Otherwise, I think it's all single targets. Pummel's a single target. Oh well, I lived. Okay, so what I am looking for here is Dour Hands. I have to defeat tons of these. Wow. I did not know you had to actually kill that many for the Slayer Deed. It just seems like a lot for this low level of a Slayer Deed. Oh, I thought that said 50. Okay, 30 is more reasonable. I wonder what I saw 50. Oh, I saw the racial Slayer Deed, the enmity of the Dour Hands. Oops, I meant to use my AoE. Oh well. That actually worked out decently. I think I have trait points to spend. I know that's really random, but yeah, I actually have 4. No, 4 spent, 2 to spend. Okay. And I probably want... Wait, I was going in the yellow line? What do I get here? Tier 1. Oh, that's going to be the innate strength raw power. Quick attacks. Quick attacks would include my interrupt and something else. Corruption removal, maybe? But anyway, we'll go ahead and get increased metal generation ×2. I don't think I'm quite at the point where I really care about anything in the red line to switch over. I'm guessing when I will look into switching, like respecking and going deeper into the red line, will be when I can get Fulgurant Strike cooldown and Latent Light. But I'll have to see how much damage Latent Light even does. Hello, Hunsu. Nimarin. I don't know why that took me so long to read. Oh wow, I have a lot of metal. And hello, Joseph. But yeah, LOTRO's had some, of course, exciting news going on. I know I haven't been able to stream in a while, so I haven't really talked too much about the producer's letter, but first of all, it's about time that they are making these monetization changes. But even with it being so late, that doesn't take away that it is actually, I think, really great that they are improving the monetization. I'm really surprised though that they went all the way to Helm's Deep free, because it's such a drastic change. I think that's the thing that has kind of surprised me the most. Like, if they made any changes to monetization, I would have expected you could get up to, but not including, Moria content for free. So all the Shadows of Angmar zones, essentially, including that would be Evendim and Vorkel and that. But not things like Wildwood, Yondershire, Ingolith, and Thaethel. So that's what I would have expected, and then I thought maybe they would eventually include expansions with VIP. If they did a monetization update. But the other thing that was surprising was that they, like, I don't know, I just didn't expect that in the producer's letter to be about monetization. I thought it might tell us where we are going next. Like, we do know the next zone is Yondershire, but for level cap characters and for, like, the, I don't know if we want to call it end game, but late game storyline, after the Legacy of Durin and the Trials of the Dwarves and the such, I thought maybe it would tell us where we're going next, and I thought that could even be an update 33 somehow, even though I suspected Yondershire. I mean, I made a whole video on Yondershire. There are a lot of signs that pointed to it being the next zone, mainly because all the landscape work that was done there. And some of the, I think, data mine stuff people found way back in December. And on top of that, Cordovan, like, basically 99% confirmed Yondershire was the next zone before the actual announcement. He confirmed it without actually confirming that Yondershire was next. But yeah, that's just the type of stuff I expected, compared to what we got was this huge thing about monetization and basically skimming over Yondershire. I still could make a video about Yondershire, but I don't know, I just don't feel like I would have too much to say about it because I already made a video about that before the actual confirmation. Now, some of the screenshots were pretty neat. I guess I could have a video where I look at the screenshots and just talk about what we know about Yondershire. But also, we'll probably get the beta for Yondershire relatively soon. So I could just wait to make any sort of video like that until we get to the beta. I really feel like I'm pressing random buttons. How am I doing on Brigand? Okay, so I'm plenty good on Brigand, but I need more Hinterval. And I need to loot the chest, because why not? And yeah, money really is such a huge gate for this game, or at least will be until the update. That's a nice ring. Let's destroy random chainmail. Oh no, we didn't even get the other thing. Definitely better than old ring. One thing that I think the change to monetization will really be helpful with is VIP subscriber. Something people have been complaining about is if VIP is even worth it. Especially if you got that free quest coupon code that they did either in 2020 or 2021 or both. But I think this sort of solidifies the value of the subscription being a VIP a bit more. What happened to the... I thought I saw a dower hand down here. Maybe I am crazy or something happened to him. What is that shadow from? It was a wolf shadow. I was able to make out that detail. Was there a wolf up there? Are there wolves up there? There's a... Whoa, it could have been a bear shadow too. Huh. What was that shadow? How are there even shadows? It's like very cloudy out. There should be much less shadowy shadows. Much less dark shadows. At least I don't see anything shining bright enough to cast these strong of shadows. Anyway, ignoring that, I can get back to the chat. Yeah, VIP does have good utility, and now with including both quest packs and expansions, I think it is actually going to be more valuable. Oh, I got all the explorations. Actually forgot about the explorations here, but I naturally got it done just roaming around trying to kill some dower hand. I'd still like to get more Hindravel here, but I can go elsewhere for that. I need to start doing just bigger AoE pulls, or just keep on running. I'm going quite slow today, but that's okay. I wonder if these docks have changed at all. Whenever they do a landscape update, even if it's something that far away, it makes me question basically everything about the nearby surrounding landscape if they have adjusted anything. There's a little bit of a seam here that's not quite smooth blending between this and this up here. But for all I know, this area could have looked exactly like this for a very long time and hasn't been changed recently. But when I have not been somewhere very either recently or very frequently in somewhat recent times, I kind of forget little details of what things like that look like, especially in a sort of cornerish area, out of the way area. That's a better way to put it. But out of the way area like that. Oh, Scenario will be having a preview of Yondershire. Yeah, I did see he delayed his... I think they were going to do that last week, if I remember correctly. But it was going to be one of his... What does he do? Walkthrough things of zones? What are they called? Stroll through. Casual stroll through. Whatever zone. But I saw them announce on Twitter that that was delayed. And that they are going to do a preview of Update 33. Which essentially meant, if I can talk, meant that they were going to do Yondershire. Ooh, 710 crit. I still don't know if I've gotten a 1k crit. I need to pay a little bit of attention to that. Did I get the advance? 9 more, okay. I could put it on my tracker, but I prefer to be lazy. Oh, the stun. Yeah. Sometimes the punches just aren't that strong. Let's see, does that hit him? It does. Actually, I'm going to save this for this guy. We need a 9 more, so that should mean I just need this group. Might be getting too far away for this other one over here. Alright, so Uznemiren, I am on Anor right now, which curiously, ooh, population is quite low right now. It seemed like the server was picking up in population kind of randomly. It seemed like in January, or more so February times. But it seems to have gone down a little bit, at least what I paid attention the past couple weeks. And it also seems like this particular server, Anor, has a relatively larger EU population, or at least a population that's on at like what would be afternoon times for me, compared to what I'd consider more peak NA times, which is sort of now-ish, but I will admit now is actually a little bit late because it's 8:34 Central. And I know I started this stream not only an hour later than I usually do, but I started at like 10 minutes late, which means it is relatively late. But the good news is, with me starting this stream so late, I actually don't have to end it early, as in I can still go a couple hours, but it will be a couple hours later. Okay, so I got the Dower Handslayer. That means I just need Hinderval. It looks like people are voting majority, at least North-downs. Some people have voted Lowland. Somebody commented, Mick or Mickey, you said you love the zone music in Lowlands. I kind of forget what it sounds like, to be honest. I've heard people complain about the Eriador zone music. One thing I have noticed is it seems to be quieter and maybe more periods of no music playing. One reason I noticed that is because if I'm just sitting here, the background audio from the game is around -40 to -50 decibels, which means you all probably can't even hear it. But in other zones, the background I think will sit closer to maybe -30 when music is going on. And then the combat usually takes it up to -20-ish, or especially like Warden shouts or something like that. That was not quite 1k, but that was a pretty decent crit. I do like Lonelands. I've just run it too many times recently, even though I did the first part of North-downs recently, and I even did Dolden recently. The rest of North-downs, it's been longer since I've done that. Let's see, we need Hinderval. This one I'll actually add to tracker. That was a bear over there. Is it just me, or are there usually more Hinderval, or have I just killed a lot while not paying attention to how many I've actually killed? We need to defeat 10 more. Okay, 9 more. I knew Brawler was like a ranged one-shotter. Might as well be a hunter with that. Just throw a boot or a plate or a keg or a stein or whatever other things there are. Don't know where I grabbed that from, but sure is effective against these Hinderval. Kind of funny. At least I'm finding it funny. One thing I do like with the Brawler, though, is how strong that is. I actually think it's a good thing that it does not horrible damage. Looks like I can gather something over there, but Hinderval, they're higher priority. Oh, Hunsu, you've never done North-downs? So you have your leveling route. Yeah, Lonelands, I'd say, is more convenient for most people. Maybe, or not necessarily most people, but just generally a more convenient zone than North-downs, because it's pretty smooth progression if you do Bree-land then do Lonelands. Also, book quest wise, if you're interested in doing all those, the book 2, I guess it is, that's the one that goes through Lonelands. So if you're going through the book quest, book 1, then book 2, etc., you would go you would go Bree, Lonelands, and then you would actually go North-downs. And then after North-downs, I believe it would be Trollshaws, then Misty Mountains, then Angmar? I forget exactly when Angmar comes in there. So is that how ranged boot works? I've always wondered how ranged boot works for the Warden, but Brandon, I like your idea. The Warden's ranged boot skill reminds me of all the times you'd play kickball with a poorly tied shoe. It's like you were actually kicking your boot at the enemy from like 30 meters or whatever away. Oh, what do we need? 2 more? I didn't even know there were interval hunt here. Well, I might as well turn in a quest if I have a quest to turn in here. Might as well do it. Wingless. And then he's going to rescue Aberthal. He doesn't need rescuing, right? Doesn't really need rescuing. I'm sure he's been rescued many times before. If he needs rescuing again, it's probably his own fault. I really like Ered Luin. It seems like a zone that I just tend to not really think about too much or even really visit. I don't go to this zone all that often, but I really think it is a nice zone. And a great place for screenshots. It's also got, I think, a good combination of the transition from the snowy to less snowy region. Like we saw is a little bit snowy, even where I was, where there wasn't necessarily snow on the ground, but it's pretty clear over on this side. Okay, so deed-wise, I actually forget where all I need to go, because usually, as in basically every single other character that I have made, I go on the elf side to quest. So doing the elf quest, I naturally explore all the elf stuff. So these are the ones I need to discover. I was already planning on doing Dol Ringwest. Yeah, these were actually all the places I was planning on going. I thought maybe I'd also need Bree-land and Kellendon, but I guess not. Don't need the actual elf camps, whatever you want to call them. Hey, here's a wolf. See a wolf? Kill a wolf. So product DAO, rather. You asked how I am liking the Brawler so far, and for this character it's pretty okay, but it's kind of hard to really evaluate the gameplay when I'm level 17 and killing level 8, because I've just gotten so much XP in the zone. What is this? Oh, they changed the icon for this. So since the last time I played Brawler, Headbutt, I don't think had that icon. Wait, is that a dwarf thing? That is a dwarf thing. I was thinking Helm Crusher. Oops. Yeah. Well, I guess I could put that on. It is a daze. Oh, and even if you get a crit or devastate, it can stun. Here's Dol Ringwest. I have completed Goblin Slayer, so no need to slay more. Unless I can't find my way out. This is the inefficient way to go through this. Oh, okay. Like, if they want me to kill them that badly, I won't spoil that. Alright. I feel like these guys are a good opportunity to get a really big crit on, although not with that ability. Oops. But yeah, as far as this character, it's been pretty okay, but again, kind of hard to evaluate gameplay because I am killing things very quickly and it doesn't quite matter what abilities I use all that much. And I also, besides the one I just got, don't have all of the innate strengths. I think that is a very big mechanic of the Brawler. From what I have seen, the innate strength stuff. Actually, this is the most important one in my experience, so it's kind of nice you get that right away, I guess. But it's also something you don't get until decently high level, that you get all the innate strength stuff, so that's a little bit odd. Also, something that's really weird is I feel like there is no reason at this point to really get traits in the red line until I'm planning on reevaluating that maybe when I can get the Fulgurant Strike cooldown and Latent Light. Otherwise, because it only costs 1 trait point to go into the yellow line, this is a very nice one to have, and also increasing AoE skills max targets. These are 2 traits I really would like actually in the yellow line. Okay, Lemel's Vineyard, should get the progress on that, yep. What time is it? Is it morning? No, it's dusk. That would make sense because it was not nighttime before. Anyway, it's just a great time for screenshots. If I ever want a pinkish background and thumbnails, this would also be perfect for that. I will say riding a boar does seem more natural on a dwarf, but yeah, it doesn't make me more of a fan of a dwarf, and I don't think it makes me more of a fan of the boars. Oh, wolf. Let's see, anything else with Brawler? Yeah, based on my experience with the higher level Brawler, I'm still not sure I'm going to be a big fan of the gameplay mechanics. But another unrelated but random thought is I'm really enjoying the quicker animations for the 3 setup abilities. What is this thing? Oh, is that for, or that's probably for the Spring Festival, if I had to guess. Okay, we're headed to Ninhill, which is way down in this corner. I didn't realize it was so far down the corner on the map. Whenever they did that landscape update a long while ago, they really did, like, they just made this area so much bigger. And it's so much clearer. If I remember correctly, it used to be a lot narrower, the connection up here. And it seemed like you were funneled to the camp and then to the open area there. Huh. Anyway, I think I just needed to discover, and then these wolves can give me Slayer Deed progress. Which, speaking of, I need, wow, I actually need 47 of these. Oh no, that didn't one-shot. I'm very disappointed. But yeah, damage-wise, as far as I know, the Brawler has not been buffed into being, like, competitive with other DPS classes. Even though, if I remember correctly, it was buffed in Update 32. And I think I saw Cordovan mention that they're planning to buff the Brawler's DPS again. Maybe in Update 33, I'm not sure. But yeah, as far as leveling goes, it does actually seem relatively strong for leveling. Or relatively good damage for leveling, because in my limited experience on the higher level Brawler and leveling this one so far, it seems like the downtime between fights, like right now, would be a good time to use cooldowns. And by the time you're a high level Brawler, you have tons of cooldowns to boost your damage and the such. So I think it'd just be more convenient to fit those in, and you could, like, just basically wind up a first strike to one-shot a mob. Even on level 1, if you get a crit, especially if you're all buffed, you can have a lot of metal and just do something like overhand smash there. So it does seem like the leveling experience in against weak mobs and playing solo will be relatively strong, but really all classes seem relatively strong on landscape, except for maybe low-level lore masters. Yeah, that's, in my experience, the lore master is probably the weakest at low levels. Even Captain is deceptively strong at low levels. Quite odd. I haven't been able to get interested in the Brawler tanking, to be honest. So I'm not quite as familiar with what all they can do and what the recent buffs did for them. And what they might still need. And yes, Brawlers, I think they have one healing ability in the form of a cooldown. That would be Joy of Battle Heal. So whenever you, any ability you use will restore 3% of your maximum morale, but it has a half-second cooldown. So the reality with that is you could restore, I think, the potential of 90% percent of your morale over 15 seconds. I don't know how realistic that is. If an auto attack counts as a strike, then that might actually be possible. But I am not entirely sure. Okay, should I finish the Ered Luin deeds? I only need 25 more wolves, and all I have to do is explore Thamglare. Didn't I just do Thamglare? Oh, did I miss that on the way down? Well, apparently I missed that on the way down, so I'll go up there and come back down here, and I think that should set me up to complete the Wolf Slayer deed. So I'll just go ahead and completely finish Ered Luin, I suppose. So tank updates in general. It would be nice if Wardens, if they just randomly added a few good tanking cooldowns to Warden. Fix Never Surrender. Other classes, Champion probably could use a buff. I'm actually relatively unfamiliar with what makes the Champion a very, like, not great tank nowadays. I think Baywarning has, while they have better cooldowns than the Warden, if I remember correctly, one of their weaknesses is their emergency buttons aren't as impactful as, say, the Guardians or Captains. Alright, this cat wants attention. Where does this river lead to? Oh, that's Lamel's Vineyard. I don't think I've actually ever been up to Lamel's Vineyard by this river from this side. I also don't think I've ever exited that area from here. Oh, there's a waterfall. I have seen that waterfall before, I think, but... what level am I going to try to go for? Oh. That wolf probably run away. But yeah, that's the vineyard apparently. What level? What time is it? 8:51? I haven't really thought that far ahead, perhaps clearly. I don't know, at this rate it seems like 20 would be good. No, that's not many levels, but I did start at level 16, kind of barely, and I've been doing, like, I am just here to do deeds, essentially. Hey, I got Thorin's Hall Rep, that's always nice. But I am here to do deeds, and that's not really getting me... Ooh. Yikes, my inventory... Oh, Iron Collar! Oh boy. Does this want me to take one of those? Rejuvenation Potion, how did that get in my overflow? Oh, I can't just destroy. Can I filter? Oh, I can, but it won't leave. Okay, we'll have to do something about this whole inventory overflow thing. Why did I get on my mount? I saw this wolf even. I think I got quite a few wolves there, though, so that should really help my progress when I get back to Ninhillith here. Also, it does not feel like I've already spent almost an hour playing. I guess time flies when you're deeding. I've had a decent variety of stuff, and we talked a lot about the producer's letter and monetization stuff. That filled some time, I suppose. $328, that is not a good crit. Or not even a good hit. I don't think that was a crit. 48, so 12 more. I think that's very possible to get done. Hey, there's a one-shot from that. Oh, not a one-shot. But yeah, once I get going to Bree-land, presumably, because I'm going to, I think at this point, fairly assuredly do North Downs. I do need to get some levels. I guess the question is what to do in Bree-land. Doing Barrow-downs would always be good because that gives whatever. I forget what it gives. The reputation stuff, yeah. So you can unlock the reputation and that's like, oh, my first 1k, I think. That's what I've been waiting for. Overhand smash for 1050. So that's exciting. Now I can stop paying attention to the crits, but that's really how the brawler works. Just build up for big hits. In my experience, at least. Alright, so I got a whole bunch of virtues. Hopefully... Oh no, look at all that wasted virtue XP. Oh, I should have just selected a new one. Alright, what is the next virtue we want? If I wanted to progress this character long term, I would probably pick loyalty. But usually confidence ends up being a better virtue, but at the same time, zeal I think is relatively more efficient. Let's see if I think about this. For a warden, determination is good, or a hunter. For an agility class, determination is good because agility gives crit. But for a might class, zeal gives finesse, or might gives finesse. That's kind of interesting. Has that always been the case? Or is that a brawler only thing? Or for a champion and guardian, does it? Champion, guardian, and captain, does it also give finesse? But yeah, the main problem with confidence is it's just so inefficient, even if it often ends up being a great virtue for endgame and high level characters wanting to do DPS or heal even. But so is the main stat virtues. The main stats are inefficient as well. That's why I like wit, loyalty, and valor. As a physical class, it would be, I think, honesty as a tactical class. I forget what the values are at higher levels. It's really hard to evaluate it at this level where I can see I get... How much mastery do I get for this? 3, okay. Where I would get 35 physical mastery. I guess I would get 5 finesse. That's not much. And I would get 13 crit, whereas confidence gives me, at this point, 62 crit. And 36 finesse, but that's 2 levels. I can't really compare between the two. And if I wanted to tank at all, I don't know that I would on this character. But yeah, once you get to the point where your character is getting like mastery capped, which would be if you have any good gear at endgame levels or... Yes, a situation like that, then zeal wouldn't really be a good virtue basically at all. And that is a point where confidence would be a lot better. So I guess I will go with confidence, but I'm oddly not too confident about that. Might as well go ahead and slot these. That is one problem, I will admit, doing so many deeds at a low-level character to get virtue XP. Oh, I need to. So much stuff going on with this character. I need to sell, and then I can get the town services, and I can clear up my inventory a whole lot more once I get the town services, because I can sell and put stuff in my vault. Also, if you all hear weird noises, you might not see her right now, but she keeps bumping into the microphone. And I should specify intentionally bumping into the microphone.
How can I be of service?
Because she thinks if I am sitting here talking, that means it's pet time.
Would you do something for me? How can I be of service?
Okay, let's try to clean my inventory. I'm at a point where I don't save crafting scrolls at all. It's kind of sad to just like sell those, but there's no point in keeping them. Whereas this other stuff, there is like relative point in keeping them. Alright, so that... Ooh, Shield of Arch it. Food I can lock as well. Alright, that should be... Oh, I can lock potions. Okay, now that should be basically everything. Oh, I thought I saw a lock mark on those. Donate earring. Yeah, I could use an axe, but then I couldn't punch with the axe, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. Let's sell all of that. Ooh. I feel cleaned out. Okay, I believe that's all iron colors. Let's clear that out. Either pet time or snack time. She probably thinks it's both. Yeah, both, to be honest. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today. It is relatively late, I will say. With it being just me starting the stream at this time, it actually is getting close to treat time, which would be snack time. Don't know where the other cat is. She's not ready for them. Well, she's probably, she could definitely be ready for them. Right. My inventory is a lot cleaner, so I'm happy about that. I have 3 more levels and I'll get the next Brawler weapon pack thingy. I got all my crafting mats sorted, organized, all that sort of stuff. Don't want to use the Virtue XP thing. I'm starting to hoard those for our next 20% Virtue XP boost coming up next month. I forget exactly when, but it is coming up. I can go ahead and use that frame. I really have no use of that, so might as well use it. These things aren't that useful, so I'll go ahead and use it. Same with that one, and then this one. Actually, I should have used the more one, but oh well. And I think we are ready to head to Bree. Heady to Red to Bree. Anyway, ready to do that. I am acquaintance with Thorin's Hall, so that's neat. And the question is what to do at Bree. I put the poll up for North Downs, so I'll go ahead and end it. But I do appreciate everybody voting on that poll. But I need to get more levels before I actually go to North Downs, so the question is what to do. I can do Barrow-downs, or I could actually do some festival to level up, but I don't know. Not feeling that too much. But next thing could be yeah, book quest. That would be the other option. Either book quest, which I'm not sure would level me up too much, or the next thing. But the reason I'm all distracted here is because Vegas Sims, you did a $10 tip super chat thing. I forget exactly what's called on YouTube. But anyway, thank you for that. I very much do appreciate it. And you said that to get my kitty some treaties. All right, then. We have to move the cat cam because the cat cam is still, that's still what I'm using to hold up the cat cam, the cat treat box. Because why not? So, yeah, move that there. So, pardon the bad angle, and we'll get her some treats. Oh, is the other cat in the tree? Well, she just came from somewhere. Dragon Slayer, I am not playing on Treebeard right now. I am on Anor today. I don't know if y'all can see the cats, but I usually just toss their treats and they go chasing them. It's a way to get exercise, play with them, and feed them all at once. And they get to practice their hunting skills by hunting treats, maybe. A little bit less sure on that one. They're doing a weird side walking horse thing. Where's the other cat? Can you all see the other cat? I think you can, right above my chair, the top right. Piper, the one that has been up here, she likes to steal the lolcat's treats whenever she can. Like she just did right there. But yeah, they like treat time. I did the Bee's Big Business, and I've done Naruhel a couple times with my kin. But I could do Bee's Big Business as well. Bee's Big Business, is that what it's even called? Yes, it is. Wow. But yeah, I suppose I could do that. I was thinking Barrow-downs would be good, because I like completing these quests, because then you can actually use the Barrow treasures. That would be the main reason, actually. I could even go to the Barrow-downs just to do these, and not even bother with the zone quest. That would be a little bit odd, but it's something I could do. Yeah, so I also have a bunch of XP boosters is another reason I'm so high level. So even with the Nor, where we only get 60% of normal XP, instead of 40% is what Treebeard would be, I have all these extra XP boosters just to get past all this early stuff that I've done tons of times. Yikes. Oh, did she really miss it? Sometimes I toss the treats and they just, like, I don't think they realize I actually tossed them. I've got to myself curious enough. How much XP could I get just by doing Bee's Big Business? I think it has like 3-ish quests. I might do that. Also, if y'all haven't noticed, a Flurry of Fireworks is going to be a seasonal instance. I'm thinking that was added in the most recent update, the one with the Spring Festival. But I think that was announced in the producer's letter anyway, so it's not like that big of a deal type thing. But yeah, let's see. Bree-land quest. So I have all these repeatable ones. I think the Barrow treasure introduction, maybe that is the one where you can actually use Barrow treasures. You must have completed, oh, the Dead Spire. Apparently you do have to do some zone quests, the Dead Spire. What are the other ones? Cartilage trinkets, that's what they would be. Trying to navigate here. Oh, I can gather barrow iron. Oh, I need to go through Journeyman. I think I have plenty of stuff to go through Journeyman, yeah. Okay, the Dead Spire. That is going to be Old Barrow Road starts with Tobold Leafcutter. He is the one that takes you to... Thinking the Dead Spire would be Bone Man, but that is not actually what it is. For some reason, LOTRO Wiki's being weird now. But yeah, the Old Forest, that guy. They get quite rambunctious during treat time. But I think that is all settled. For some reason, I'm going way down here. Can you get into the Barrow-downs? This would be too far south, wouldn't it? That would be like outside the Barrow-downs. I think. Oh man, that's a place I need to take a Overseed for reasons. Okay, we can actually go to the Barrow-downs now, though. I didn't realize I was heading so far south. I thought I was like in a relatively decent position for auto run, but nope. There's a secret entrance. In case people didn't actually know, there really is a secret entrance right there. And I can't get this gold. That is going to be a bit on the sad side, I guess. Alright, so we have the Dead Spire is from the Northern Barrow-downs. I could also just do the whole Barrow-downs. I have to get, like, what did I mention? At least level 20. So it'd take a decent bit of time to do that. I even think in the Barrow-downs. So I might just do this whole area. That would also be cleaner. So that is my current tentative plan. Y'all can let me know again what you think, what you'd like to see, because I am pretty much wide open with this character with Bree-land. Okay. And yes, cat treats are done, but they think there are more. So Dragon Slayer, you said you haven't got to your bear running past level 50 yet. He's yellow, so you can OP heal yourself and tank 3 mobs on Deadly 0. But you resorted to playing Dangerous for every other class. I will say from the very low level experience, Deadly, the novelty of it wore off for me relatively quickly. The sort of slowness, barrel map art, I don't believe this has been updated. This is, I think, the same as it's always been. I'm surprised they didn't take the opportunity to update it though when they did update everything else. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't update the Old Forest map. I know it annoys some people, but I actually like it. It still provides a little bit of mystery, which, I don't know, adds to the immersion of the Old Forest for me, actually. Don't know why I'm doing Southern Barrow-downs. I am doing everything out of order today. But
would you do something for me?
yeah, looks more colorful. I wonder if they have added color. Although that'd be really weird if they did. But it's entirely possible, I guess.
Take a moment of your time. Could I...
Cardolan trinkets. No, those are relics of Cardolan, but Cardolan trinkets is the other one. But if I'm going to do all these quests, I'll be able to use the Bree-lands anyway. Okay, Cardolan trinket requires Treasures of Cardolan. That is the quest name. So Treasures of Cardolan is one I do not have yet. Okay. Also, together. Yeah, I like the older maps because they look like a real map. That is a great way to describe it. This does not look like a real map that like a character in the Lord of the Rings could have feasibly made. Whereas something like North Downs looks like something somebody could have actually hand-drawn to mark. It might not be perfect, but they'd mark like, hey, here's Phil's Fornost. There are some trees around here. There's Nan Wathern. Without having basically satellite imagery is what it boils down to of the place. I play 1440p, or more specifically 2560 by 1440. Which I have a 32-inch monitor, I mostly cannot see pixels, but if I really try hard, even from this distance, which is, I actually don't know, 3 feet-ish would be my estimate. If I try really hard, I think I can sometimes pick out pixels. I actually have to get somewhere where it looks like I can, which might mean it's actually, let's see. But yeah, I do notice for a slightly smaller at 1080p, it is also, that is when I really start to see pixels. So the whole point of this is that with 1440p, I'm actually not sure how big of an upgrade 4K would be. Oh, tiny 1920 by 1080 laptop. Yeah, ever since I got this monitor, I've just really liked having a bigger monitor. Playing LOTRO, for example, on a laptop is not something I have done recently, but I could see it while Ali is here. Although probably, I think I actually get a quest to find her, don't I? Something like that, maybe? I'm used to having a lot of competition for getting her. I think the past few times I've gone through Barrow-downs, that's been the case for some reason or another. What hardware do I have? I have an i9-11900K CPU, and I have RTX 3070 Ti for graphics card.
Hello there. Could I take a moment of your time?
Would you do something for me? Hello, friend. Could you help me with something? Would you do something for me? Stay a moment.
Yeah, if you play on a very small screen at 1080p, I could see the UI being very small. That is, I actually feel like the UI size that I have is perfect. And I could see it being small for some people, especially if you're looking at, like, if you watch my stream on a small screen, such as a phone, I could see it being too small to really see anything, but that could just be the way it is with this. Let me see. Once that loads up, I will actually try to see if I can actually see anything on my phone. Another thing with the phone, though, is if I am watching this on my phone, I would tend to have it closer, but I can mostly see from here, this distance. If I have it like down on the desk, on the table, I think I can still mostly see, but it's a little bit harder to see. And by see, I mean that I can see the icons. I actually don't think I can see... Yeah, I cannot see my character level. Let me see. I'm on... Why am I on 360p? Here, let's go to 1440p, see what that looks like. Okay, even at 1440p, I cannot see my character level. I have to get like this close. Let's see, to see the morale I have. Basically, I have to squint here. Anyway, it's kind of interesting watching trying to look at this on a very small screen. I actually have I mentioned an upcoming video related to screenshots, but in the upcoming video related to screenshots, you might see what a much more cramped UI looks like. Let's score vitals. I don't know, put them there. Out of the way more. If y'all cannot tell, I really like the UI to be out of the way. I know a lot of people like to put their health bar like down by their character or whatever, like right there, but that is just so much in the way to me. Even though it is easier to see what's going on with your character and your buffs or whatever, especially if you don't use a plugin that also puts that information right by your actual character. But yeah, I just prefer things way out of the way. It'll be interesting to see, at least to me it will be interesting to see, when I get to some of the tougher barrows, like Hod Nogbin, how the Brawler will hold up with that at this level. And Bacalonius, you're pumped to see this game make a huge comeback. That would be exciting. I will say interest in... As much as I can gauge interest in LOTRO based on views that I get on my own channel... one second. Oh, Alia is not dying, but it's getting attacked. Yeah, interest in the game is up based on the views on my videos. It's kind of interesting. While my video on the announcement on the producer's letter on the monetization changes got a lot of views, at the same time, basically all my other like top videos, such as my 2021 class guide, which hopefully I can have updated. I was hoping to have that updated this month, make a new video on that, but Oh. Oh, hold up. Hello, Asator from Greece. That was quite far away. It is probably quite late there. But I will try to keep up the good work. But let's see, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, interest in LOTRO. All my videos, all my like regular top videos, top 10 videos or whatever that are not like new videos, that are more long-term view getting videos. I don't even know how to describe it right now. But a lot of those have shot up in the views quite a bit. And a lot of them are from various sources, but YouTube search is actually a big one that has increased with regards to LOTRO, which I would think, I would suspect that is down to more people searching LOTRO and clicking on my videos, I guess. And also potentially people watching like that video or whatever and just getting my videos recommended more, or LOTRO videos recommended more, not just my videos, but for people that view my videos, that would probably be my videos. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of been interesting to see, because LOTRO, or at least these videos, were kind of really getting to be low views. Like my channel views, overall channel views had gotten quite low in this early March, late February period. And a lot of those top view earning videos were just getting relatively low until that announcement, basically. So that's been nice to see. I don't know player-wise if more people have started playing LOTRO. This server would be really hard to tell. Oh, I'm not even in the kinship. That's embarrassing. But this video, oh my, what am I talking about? This server, yes, this server would be hard to tell because it's a VIP only server, it's a legendary server, it's an ore, and I don't know anybody, including myself, that actually would recommend the server for a new player to start on. It's a low populated, and the whole legendary part of the server is basically like a non-feature for somebody that's about to start, because it's probably got, what, 5-ish months until it catches up to live servers. So you don't really get that low level cap experience. And by the time somebody would probably level to the level cap, if they went really fast, maybe you could have some 130 content. But if you are joining free with all the free content updated and not even going to be a subscriber, that kind of becomes mute anyway. So the whole point of this long ramble is that this is not a good server to judge an increase in LOTRO population. Servers like Evernight, Arkenstone, that's the one that's like the regular server that I play on. I haven't been on there in like 4 months, but 3 months. And perhaps something like Landball, whatever the other big ones are. Basically all those servers. I think those would be a better judge of potential increased activity the past week or so. Past weekend. Let's see, what is today? Tuesday? The announcements were Friday. So yeah, maybe this past weekend if more people installed the game and were playing the past weekend. Did I say today's Tuesday? Today is Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I hope. Alright, quest-wise, do I need to go to the northwest for anything? Or does that come later? I don't know, we'll go up there and see. It's not too far away. Let's see, give me pages. That's northern Barrow-downs. Do not need him for anything yet. So we can go to each of these things. We can mine some war fragments. We can go down, all that autopilot Barrow-down stuff. This place, it actually took me quite a few times to quest through Barrow-downs to really get much of a route down. Just because you get so many quests at once, it's something that I used to always have so many different things, and I never knew like an optimal route to go through things. I still don't know that what I'm doing right now is what you could call optimal, but it's just like an autopilot way, like I was saying. Now, I forget the exact point to go through these besides getting the bosses. As far as I know, there's not much else. I think there are some of these you have to actually collect things. Oh, leveled up. Here I actually get... Oh yeah, there is actually a defensive cooldown that restores morale. Somebody was asking about that. So there is another cooldown, and this one has a relatively short cooldown to heal you. Plus trait bonus from Enhanced Guard. The problem is I don't have Enhanced Guard, so it's kind of weird that it even says that, but that's the way things work in LOTRO sometimes. Like, some random abilities will give you some information based on if you had a trait equipped, while many other, and I would even say the vast majority of abilities, don't mention anything about having a specific trait equipped to buff it or whatever. I think an example is that, what's the Guardian ability that if you take whatever it is, I can't think of the name of it right now for some reason. Brutal Assault, that's what it's called. On Brutal Assault, if I remember correctly, it says if you take the hemorrhage trait, it will cause a bleed. Oh, we're in the spider one. I didn't even notice that. I'm paying very bad attention to have gone through this Barrow for this long. Gone through that whole room and these couple hallways to... For some reason, I was thinking I was in a different Barrow this whole time. Anyway, let's get back to chat. New updates. Oh, possible graphics overhaul. I do not think it will be a graphics overhaul. I think as Harvane there commented, people, I don't know how, well, I guess I kind of know how that rumor got started, but for some reason people have been calling this whole graphics updates that are going to be made or are being worked on and have been worked on for LOTRO a graphics overhaul. Like, I guess the rumor that is being spread is there will be a graphics overhaul, and at some point this graphics overhaul will be released as an update, and suddenly like the visuals will be changed or the engine will be changed with LOTRO, but I don't think any of those are what's actually going to happen. But hey, that is one thing that has potentially increased interest in LOTRO. People talking about this graphics overhaul that's never going to happen. That said, Standing Stone Games has said that they do plan to improve the graphics and will have more slow improvements just made throughout updates through newer areas and throughout the next few years. It won't be all of a sudden like this year they will have one big patch for a graphics update, but it will be coming just throughout the next few years. They will continue to update the graphics, basically, kind of standard stuff. Standing Stone Games has been very quiet surrounding EG7. What EG7 has said in their investor presentations, as much as you want to take the word of an investor presentation. All right, next up. More talking in world chat and more players in zones, that's good. That's on Brandywine, which, yes, that would be another relatively high population server, I think. I forget I have that thing where I can get increased damage for using a quick attack. If I remember correctly, Knee Strike would be my only quick attack. Backhand Clout could be. Let's see. We want quick attacks. Backhand Clout, Knee Strike, and Helm Crusher? That's a quick attack? Really? Well, if I ever fight a tough mob, that's actually something I think I really could pay attention to at this point, but that requires me to fight a tough mob, and I don't think Guigan, whatever you want to call that spider, counts as a tough one. Climbing the spider webs. It'll be interesting to see what a 2022 or 2023, a late 2022, just to specify, late 2022 or early 2023 investors presentation from EG7 would say about LOTRO, or even any of the other ones, like middle of year ones. I think they do this quarterly. But it'll be interesting to see what they say, if like every year it's going to be major revamp for LOTRO. One thing you could argue, or EG7 could argue, is with modernization, the monetization update that's coming in update 33, they could call that modernization. If like investors or whatever would say that they never actually did that specific part of what they said in the presentation about LOTRO. That could very much so be an argument. If they do even a very minor thing with graphics, that could also be argued with it, and or visual. I think it was visuals, not even graphics specifically mentioned. And whatever else they said in that. Anyway, next up. Any specific server to start on? So let's see. If you are in A times, I would recommend Arkenstone would be one of the more populated servers. Otherwise, a lot of people recommend Landreval. I personally play on Arkenstone and could recommend that server. But yeah, with me only playing on Arkenstone, it's a little bit hard to really recommend another server, but Arkenstone would be one of the more populated ones for NA, and it would be... I think it's one of the better ones for group content activity, especially in-game group content and PvMP, player versus monster player, if that is of any interest to you. Although as a new player, it'd probably be quite a while until you can get into that. Into either of those, really. Wow, even more Virtue XP. This character's going crazy with that. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I'm just going through these early Virtues quite rapidly. And slightly inefficiently, since I basically wasted 2 for 6 levels worth of Virtue XP. Well, that actually sounds like a decent thing to argue about, Brandon, with Brandywine. 90% of world chat arguing about food. Oh, either an argument or about food. If you combine those two, like if 90% of the arguments were about food, then that would be a relatively not bad thing to argue about. If I were the one to argue in world chat about something like that, I would have to argue about how bad cheese is. Menu/UI overhaul. Yes, that would be something that would count as visualization or visuals. And I think it's something the executive producer mentioned. Specifically something they are working on to get the UI to be better for 4K. Now, a long time before that, but a long time before that, the executive producer, I believe it was him, also mentioned vectorizing, I think, graphics elements or UI elements. I forget exactly what he was referring to at that point. But basically what that would mean would be better scaling of whatever's being vectorized. So that if, say, people go to 8K in the future, it would be just make the game a little bit more prepared for something like that, and it would allow things to scale a lot better between different resolutions, not just making whatever textures or the scale of things, the visuals of icons better for 4K. It would just be overall better scaling because you don't lose quality when you scale a vector image. So yeah, that would be a possibility. That's something I would definitely like for the game, to actually get to the point about it. What do I need to do here? Did I kill the big signature yet? No, I think I'm still going up. Okay. And I think I can get more ancient texts here, but I think you can get those in quite a few barrows. If I remember, back in the day, you had to go to the Watcher's Workshop for something, maybe? Or maybe it was something that, like, they were intended to have you have to go here to forge something specifically, but never did. Now, I didn't even think about this. Oh, that's a workbench, not a forge. But still, I didn't think about this, but this is a great opportunity for me to go ahead and get this up. So that'd be 50 minus 3 should be good. I think 47 will get me up to 280. Yes, brawlers don't have the daily class deed use lockout, which is a very nice thing. I definitely agree. Like, look at how many I've already completed. I'm only level 18 and I've played this character. This is my second day playing this character, and I've already completed 4 deeds. That would be basically impossible, I think, on other classes. Use any skills that buff your allies. Buff my allies. Honestly, all I can think of is get serious. Am I my own ally? Because that only buffs me right now, at least. Oh, use get serious. Yeah, 96 and 96, so that must count for both of those. Use any skills that you acquired when specializing as the Maelstrom. I wonder if there's something similar for the non-Maelstrom, the Fulcrum. Ooh, I have ooh, out of combat run speed. Do I want more AoE targets or out of combat run speed? Wow. I actually really want both of those traits. Decisions. Out of combat run speed. That is quite fast. 15%. That is relatively fast, at least. Especially when you're not a high elf. Oh, I should have been thinking about that. Okay, so I cannot do Prospector from here. I wonder if there is a forge in one of these barrows, though. Hello, Salty Scrunt. Well, I should pick a trait. I think AoE targets would be better for now, but I really do want that run speed. Well, I only have 1 AoE. That's actually the problem. I want to run faster. See, this is a situation where it's 3 AoE targets, so perfect. Oh, now it's actually 4, but oh well. But the AoE is not that strong, and I only have 1, whereas 10% run speed will basically always help me. Oh, why did I use that? It doesn't really matter, but that is a useless ability. Also, my health is actually scary low, but let's see. I'm going to use the cooldown because I'm also curious if it'll unlock a deed. Ooh. Oh well. Alright, next up. Yeah, there are so many currencies in LOTRO, that really is true. And class deeds, improving those, I think all those would be good changes for the game, of course. But there are so many premium currencies in LOTRO, it is kind of ridiculous. I guess I went through this whole place, but I have not paid attention if there even is a special mob. I actually don't remember if there's a special mob here in this particular barrow. Executioner of the Wicked. Okay, so there is yes, there is Barrow of Ringdoor. I have not killed the special mob here. All right. I gotta go back here, back to brawling. Did I go this way? I think I did. Let's go straight, because that is the uncovered area. I actually don't know how long this buff works, but I could start to work in some quick attacks into my rotation, if you want to call it that. Oh, I think I consumed the, whatever it's called, metal, but I don't know if my ability actually went off. Yeah, I can use my heal. That's one thing I also like with recent updates. I don't even know, this could have been even by the time the class was released and out of beta, but Weather Blows having a shorter cooldown is something I also definitely like that is different from my very first experience with the Brawler. I would really, along with a class deed update, I would really like to see a class trait point update and class traits. So it'd be nice to get both of those updated, but that might be a little bit greedy. But I think doing a sweeping pass on the class deeds and class trait points could be a great update for LOTRO. When you get your crits, Brawler works well, apparently. Alright, got the signature mob for real this time. Got a busy inventory. I'm still rocking my... yeah, I actually have fairly bad gear on this character. I could always craft him. I could actually craft him a really nice level 20 set. That would also help with North-downs. Oh, I want to do that now. I want to. I have the stuff to do that. I can very easily do that on my metalsmith. Am I going the right way? I will assume I am, but I'm not 100% sure I am. I'm like 98% sure. Oh, I haven't been recording locally this whole time. Oops. I really like to do that, but it really sucks when I forget. Yeah, Brawlers really do have it easy on their class deeds. Brawlers have it easy on their class deeds. Beornings have it easy on their class trait point class quests. Their level 15 and 30 class quests give trait points instead of, I think, the 58 Moria thing and something else that's kind of odd. Maybe it's 45 class quest. I don't actually 100% know. But anyway, Beorning has an easier time with their class quests, giving trait points, and Brawler might as well. I'm not entirely sure. And then some classes like Guardian, that's the first one that comes to mind. Minstrel with their res deed. Some of the ones on Warden are a bit rough, but you can... doing them in Yellow Line really helps. And yeah. Oh, what did I need here? Oh, this is another barrow. Okay, we can go in here. Perhaps southwest. I think I will not go southwest. I'm guessing this guy is called Marrow, as like some sort of joke on bone marrow. Otherwise, I don't know if Marrow is actually like a program name. Oh, my virtues might be good. I have learned that my gear is not that great. I wonder how much gear could actually help me right now. Not that I'm like having a hard time with this, but now that I've actually paid attention to my gear, I'm really curious how a full set of 20, at least main armor, heavy armor, and the whatever level 20 battle gauntlets, how much that would all help. Level 20 battle gauntlets should be quite a big upgrade from these little level 10 ones, especially how relatively nice these boxed ones seem to be. Did I not get what I needed here? Gathering. Oh, is there an ancient text in there? Is that the only other place for those? No, there's some in the north. Oh, I should go ahead and just get the one in here. I just clearly didn't pay attention for it. Assuming it is in here. Yeah, there we go. I thought it was. Yeah, I've heard it's kind of weird with Brandywine, but back in the day I used to hear actually relatively negative things about it, but then let's see, sometime last year, maybe even around this time, or I don't know, when I came back in 2020, it was started to hear just generally more positive things about it. Oh, what's this red quest? Ring wandered away. Okay, yeah, that's the one that's actually southwest. Do I still need Bargus? I do not. Do I need rats? I need plenty of them, actually. And Bargus are good for Slayer deeds, so might as well kill any of those I see. Yeah, the amount of mastery at this level from the virtues is pretty crazy, especially if I had Zeal, but I have Valor right now, which gives me 175, and that alone is quite a decent chunk. It's a little bit, I think a little bit less than 20% of my... Wait, why am I building mastery? I get why my damage might be built up, but I actually don't know why my physical mastery stat builds up in combat. The only thing I see is increased damage from having metal, but that shouldn't build up the actual number of physical mastery I have, as far as I know. That's a little bit odd. Let's see. 920. Yeah, so I used that, and both my finesse and physical mastery briefly changed there. We still have this that's just plus damage. That one gives my finisher skills. 929. Oh, it's perhaps this thing? No, that's not actually... Neither of those should actually change my mastery number. Now it's going down 926. Is my metal going down when that goes down? Am I getting like 3 mastery per metal? Yeah. But why? It's a very little amount of mastery, but... Why? Is there a passive? That's dwarf. Oh, base passive. I think this would include dwarf stuff, but... I'm actually not entirely sure what's going on there. Mount discount. Huh. I never knew that was a thing. Okay, the other thing to check why my actual physical mastery number might be going down would be if I go up to the class traits and then I go over here. I get increased might, but that increases with player level. Okay, that doesn't help. And then, oops. The other thing is potentially this, but I don't think that's it either. Anyway. It does also increase my damage percent. I think I have actually confirmed that before. I guess I could test it again, but yeah, the 3% damage per metal, is that what it is? Whatever percent damage it is per metal shouldn't just be in like give me 3 physical mastery. That seems a bit odd. But anyway, we can move on. Oh, arguing about movies wanting to read while questing. Yeah, I have, back in the past at least. Roll chat could actually be entertaining, like just something entertaining to watch while doing quests or whatever. What expansions give the leveling trinkets and how did they work? So way back in the day, I got the Durod Stone for pre-ordering Rise of Isengard, and I think that was later added to the LOTRO store, and as far as I know, you can get it either for Mithril coins or LOTRO points nowadays, if I remember correctly, that is. And then there... Is that person always there? Craven Scout. Are these things always here? And are they a part of maybe Book Quest or something? And wait, what is the... Oh, did I not do that yet? Oops. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen those two things before. Shows how much I wander there and this. So he is part of the Epic Quest, okay. Maybe I have seen them before. Yeah, here is where I actually need to go for the quest. It's actually been a really long time since I've done the Bree book quest. That's why I thought about doing them again. Because that is, of all the book quests in the low-level zones, I think that is the one I have done the least. I've done the Lowlands ones, North Downs ones, Misty Mountains ones. Ingmar ones has also been quite a while though. Oh, Bone Man, that's who I need to talk to. Or Wandering Shane. I always call him the Bone Man because that is the quest he gives eventually, I believe. Maybe, yeah, after we go northwest. Okay, let's get moving on. I'm going quite slow here. Does look like I will get level 20. Although, to be honest, I don't know if I will get to southern Barrow-downs tonight, but I will... My plan is to at least get through northern Barrow-downs, because it is actually getting late. I do have to think at some point soon-ish ending this stream. And, yeah, crafting this character gear, those would be my 2 goals for this evening. This is just lore fragments. I don't think I can actually enter this barrow. I also don't think there's one in this area that I remember of. And then there's one to the north that I can enter once again. Yeah, if you are a returning player, I do think creating a new character is always a great idea to just remember how to play the game for one and re-experience, relearn the early parts of the game and maybe play a different class even. When do you unlock the lightsaber? I don't think you ever do unlock that in this. Although... Let's see, the Warden Spear, I think, can have a little bit of a glow to it with some abilities, and maybe some other classes. Captain, I think their sword will sometimes glow. Any way to level quickly, besides buying XP scrolls? Usually farming instances, or missions, or festival quests, or regular questing even. I don't know if skirmishes are that great of an XP source anymore. I haven't really used them to level up much recently. Wait, I already been to this barrow. Why am I going here again? I guess I just forgot to get the lore fragments. Okay, we can go back up. Yeah, Valor, that would be the easiest way to level fast. The red flannel is becoming iconic. Oh yeah. Yeah, I wore this during my last Minecraft stream, which would that have been my last stream? That was like over a week ago. It really has been a long time. I just happened to wear it today since it was relatively chilly-ish. Only because I had the windows open. But unfortunately it started raining, so I had to close the windows because I don't know about you all, but I'm not a fan of it raining inside. Okay, I need to dig for lore fragments. crawlers and rats. And Bargus can get those as well. I feel like I'm making good progress again. I was slowing down for quite a bit, but when autopilot steers you wrong. But yeah, actually I feel like I'm getting better progress. I do need to go to the barrows up here. And then there is a barrow way far down in the south. I guess I could get that. And then I'll do a set of turn-ins and see what quests I get, because I forget if you actually do get more to go out. Like, eventually I'll need to get that for a quest. I'm guessing, oh, that's actually the Treasures of Cardolan quest. That's pretty neat. But yeah, I'll eventually get that one. I know I need to defeat some whites up here, and then eventually I'll also go into these barrows, but maybe I'll even wait to do that until after I do the first set of turn-ins, see what I get. Let's see, 3 more whites. There's a rat, which is actually useful. I was going to try to use First Strike on one of these guys, but they all decided to be at low health. Okay, and I would not mind going ahead and getting one more crawler or rat. I guess I can head down to the Bone Man, and that will be basically guarantee that I'll find one. Suppose I can mine this barrow iron. Kind of odd. In general, I would like to pull a throw object like this, but it does so much damage that I can't use First Strike afterwards. So that's just a little bit of an odd, like, counter. 2 parts of the class countering each other, being like anti-synergy. How am I doing on Bargus Slayer? I really don't know how much I really have to focus on it, especially considering I'm almost up to 30, and that means I'll only need 60 for the advanced, which is quite a few Bargus, but I usually don't have to, like, sit around and grind that one out all that much. Here is Bone Man. Okay, that is what I expected from that, and now we can move on for the rest of the turn-ins. I should get a quest for up there and can go into the barrows, and that will probably, as a heads up, be the wrap-up point for this stream. Also, I should probably ask somebody for a kin invite at some point. What is the name of my kin? Mythic League. Smiley. I thought about doing the open mouth smiley, whatever the colon D is compared to colon closing parenthesis.
How can I be of service? What do you need? How can I be of service?
There's Treasures of Cardolan. And he is the one with the Dead Spire quest, it looked like. From Lalia, I want none of these. So we'll get Guardian. Ooh, missions. Oh wow, I got a lot of stuff. Was that all for level 20? So I got slip free. Yeah, that's a crowd control remover. I got my corruption removal. That makes sense, which is actually a surprisingly strong skill for people that don't know. That does a lot of damage. And even if you don't need to remove corruptions, or I guess especially if you don't need to remove corruptions, it should be used, I think at least, it is most optimal to use that in rotation, and because it is a quick attack, it is great to use the Sinister cross setup, so you can get double the innate strength buff, so you get 2 stacks, 2 tiers of innate strength raw power at once, while also doing really great damage. Anyway, that aside, let's untrack these. Let's go to Bree-land. Oh, wow, I have a lot of quests here. Yeah. Anyway, let's get this thing. Oh, I wanted to see if I did that Spire's quest or what the deal was. The Dead Spire. Oh, stone fragments. That's right there. How have I not done that quest? I can also do that then. Nothing can go wrong opening this, right? Whoa. For some reason I thought whites popped out when you got that. Oops. No, nothing really did go wrong. I did not know I was not being sarcastic. Definitely want to replace the will bracelet. Oh, I didn't even see everything I got. What is this? Fulgurant Strike? That looks so weird. That's the interrupt. They really did change the animation on that one. Okay, so I think we are at a point where I am going to try my new keybinds. So I mentioned this way back at the beginning with the Brawler, and I think now is the time to go ahead and start that and actually change this stuff. So I'm going to go to key mapping, and what I'm going to do is the Alt 5, whatever that is. I think that's a good row for this. Actually, I haven't thought that far ahead. Yeah, okay, we'll do Alt 5. Wherever that is. Here's the quick slots. Okay, Shift, Alt. Okay, so I'm going to change that to R. And then as far as I know, Q... Oh, Q is strafe. That would make sense. This is auto attack. Okay. So yeah, I will just do R for now. Oh, that's the alternative. Oh. Okay. I could even do Shift R for something. But anyway, with R, if I can ever get to that, I'm going to move my interrupt there. And that way, my interrupt will be on R. And that's something I'm going to have to get used to. So it'll be like that. Wow, perfect 1k devastate. Anyway, I actually have no idea what I need in this, if I even need anything, but there's probably some signature or boss mob that I can get in this one. And then what else did I get? I got my, okay, debuff remover, which is actually a good thing. Could I move debuff remover to Z? That might be too hard to hit. I really have to get used to my interrupt being on R, but I think eventually that would be for the better if I could get that for every class, every character I have, move my interrupt / animation cancel to R. It's just going to take a bit of getting used to. Yeah, a ranger class could be interesting. The way I envision a ranger class would be a sort of hybrid melee ranged while also being support. But really, Warden's kind of similar to ranger, not quite the same. At least what I would envision a ranger being like, but it is relatively similar at least. Okay, one more grouping in. I probably have an 8 strength quite high. Oh, whoa, this looks weird. Is that like void? Why does this look so weird? Even the lighting, or is that's probably something on the ground. Yeah, that's like fog at the bottom. Anyway. But yeah, it'd be sort of the way I would envision, if I can finally get to it, a ranger would be kind of like a warden, but without a spear, without a javelin. They would have some melee weapon, potentially dual wield, potentially use a shield. I'm a little bit less sure on that one actually. And they would also yeah, have bow and also have more support, sort of like a captain, almost like a captain hunter warden hybrid, if there ever was such a thing. Okay, let me make sure Hod Theron wasn't one I needed. I don't think it is again, but we could check. Hod Earkarth. I believe these are all in the south, yeah. These ones are just kind of fun barrows to go into, I guess. They might have some of those, whatever things I needed that I already got. Ancient rubbing things. Buckalunius, thank you very much for the super chat tip there. Thank you for joining the stream as well. I really do appreciate the support with that. I am, yeah, I think I'm currently saving up towards a hard disk space is what that would go to. It's a tad bit expensive, but ideally I would eventually get a server, but that eventually is like way down the road. Or more so, I would probably... Only thing with that PC is it's like loud and the fans aren't good. And I think the CPU cooler is not doing great. But anyway, all that aside, yeah, more so convert that to basically be network attached storage with a lot more hard drives. That's the expensive part, actually, getting the hard drives. Am I going the right way? Oop. Oh, we had that question come up earlier. It's actually a relatively frequent question, but no, I would not expect like one update just being a major graphics overhaul or even a graphics overhaul of any sorts for LOTRO to come up this year. More so what the developers Standing Stone Games have said is that it will be slower updates just throughout, not even this year, but the next few years. Newer zones will have newer assets, higher quality stuff, and all that sort of stuff. And they might do some bigger graphics improvements like the recent per pixel lighting attenuation and things more so on that scale, but LOTRO overall will not like suddenly look like a different game at some point. And speaking of per pixel lighting attenuation, I think from what I remember the description of it, this is like the perfect spot to look at that. And wow, that actually is. Every place I actually paid attention to this, I have not seen much of a difference, but I've looked at it in the most unideal situations. This actually really improves the lighting quality more than I even thought. It's like I notice it when I turn it off, but if I'm just playing with it on, I guess it just looks better and I haven't noticed it too much. But yeah, that actually, you can see around the braziers that it really helps the light just look more detailed and more natural. That's pretty neat. But yeah, that's an example of that type of thing that could just like randomly be in an update. And also, as far as visual updates go, we could see UI improvements and better support for 4K or scaling with different resolutions. Hello, Drainzox. Really not sure on how to say that, but hello. And Jonathan, current processor. So my current CPU is i9 11900K. If you're talking about the thing I mentioned back there, that PC, that would be my old CPU that I used to use, which was an i7 7700K, which really was a great CPU, but it was just getting a tad slow. And I think it was actually overheating. Not overheating, but it was getting thermal throttled. When I tested it right before I took it out, or replaced the CPU, upgraded the CPU, and that's when I found out it was, I don't know in regular tasks, like whatever I was doing, probably video editing, because that's what really eats up my CPU. Potentially in some games, and even some other things, it could have been getting to that point, but yeah. New CPU does perfectly fine on temperatures, and even playing LOTRO, have 2 instances of OBS up. I am actually relatively low on the Chrome tabs with like 6 of them open right now. And I have actually a lot of stuff open in the background. Probably not much of it eating CPU. Discord, of course, loves to chomp on CPU. But anyway, with all that stuff up, I'm actually curious. I am curious on my temperature. Let's see. But my fans aren't kicking in. I have a really aggressive fan curve at around, I think it kicks in around 60 to 70. I forget exactly, maybe 70 degrees Celsius. But my fans don't really ramp up at all. It's actually really quiet, even with all the fans in there. Hey, that's actually sadly an upgrade. And this bracelet was also an upgrade. Gulliger. Oh yeah, that's Great Barrow, actually. I wonder if I could get my Ken to run Great Barrow. Brawler, so far it's pretty fun. At least leveling it to 20. It's a lot better than what I thought it was like when it was launched and in beta. I do have a level 105 Brawler that I haven't played too recently. I haven't played since they did the update 32 and really increased the animation speed of the builders, which I feel like has really helped based off of the level experience. So yeah. It's to me so far better than what it was in after a little while into release. At first there was the, I guess, novelty of it being a new class, but over time I wasn't really feeling it with the gameplay. And I'm still not sure I'm the biggest fan of how all the quick attacks, balance attacks, and all that sort of stuff, and the innate strengths and how they work in with that. I'm still not sure I'm a fan of that aspect of the class. But outside of that, I think I'm enjoying it a bit more. And yeah, having up to level 95 content free, that is such a drastic change compared to what it used to be. And it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I know the producer, when I talked to him about it, in my interview, if y'all have not seen, he mentioned that they were hoping to do some updates to stuff like that, the new player experience, monetization. And he didn't think they would get it before going to bad, which did not happen, but maybe early this year. Which, at least for the initial stuff, they did an update 32, that was in February, but then this other drastic, like, huge shift in monetization, that'll be coming next month with update 33. So yeah, whatever the point of all that was that it is great. The 3 trees, so the Brawler is actually a little bit weird, and then you can only spec into 2 of the trees. You actually cannot spec into the yellow line. The yellow line just has supplemental traits, as they're called, that, yeah, whether Fulcrum or Maelstrom, it has useful traits for that. wasn't much benefit for me to respec there, but yeah, that basically shows you can only spec into 1 and 2, and then yellow has some bonus stuff. For some reason, I thought this was the other cat, which would be really weird, because the other cat doesn't do this. She might walk around my desk at this area, but she does not just like sit here, and especially doesn't just rub against the microphone, because she's not as weird. The other cat is actually right there. But yeah, red line's DPS and blue line's tank is the main thing with it. Okay, now that I have 10% run speed, I think this is a decent upgrade to get one more AoE target. Okay, this one I actually want to, like, not do too poorly with. And with my relatively outdated, and even I would go as far to say bad gear, I probably need to actually get my stuff down here to make sure I use whatever resources I have available to help me not die here. Even, well, this is quite crazy, but even eat some of my food, have some cooked carrots, scratch my nose, randomly loot artisan scholar mats for some reason. Alright, I don't think the Bargus is nearby, so we can get this warden alone. He went down quick. See, that's what I need to do to the Bargus, so while I'm actually a little bit buffed up already. Oh, there we go. Oh, too far away, that must have been my issue. Okay, I'm going to let that go. I'll use a potion. Probably didn't want to stack both of those at once. Initially I did, but I actually... Oh, I do have a debuff remover, so that's good. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I could have used my debuff remover. I think I could have slightly optimized my heals a tad better. So I think it's possible to get through that with my gear, but that time obviously was unsuccessful. Also, now is a great time to use my premium potions, as much as I hate using those. I think this is like the time to use those. Make sure I actually use the best food. Yep. Yeah. I think we can get this guy. He is a, what level? 20-ish. Yeah, he is a 20 elite master. Is he the lowest level elite master in the game? Besides, I guess there's some scaling content. You can scale even raids to level 20. But outside of that, is he the lowest level elite master on the landscape? Maybe. Okay, it looks like I have stuff coming off cooldown. Maybe I'll wait for him to come back once more, just to give my health potion a little bit of time to restore up. I wonder what type of attack Vulgar Strike is. That's also a quick attack, okay. So yeah, just gotta be quicker on the debuff remover. Here, I can even use these. Can these be used in combat? Yep. Okay. If it really comes to it, at least I can use those. Can't see my keyboard. I do prefer to know what abilities I'm going to be using. So yes, it is unfortunate when I cannot see. Wow, I'm actually staying healed up quite fine right now. I need to use my debuff remover. Okay, I can use this. Maybe. Oh, my health is good. Wow, that was so much easier that time. I don't feel like I even played all that much better. I don't think I got as many debuffs. I used my debuff remover one whole time. Compared to the previous attempt, I had like 4 of those stacked up at one point. But yeah, I think that was actually the wrap-up point for this stream. I think, as far as content goes. Now she could be here bothering me right in front of the keyboard, but I guess not. So yeah, I will go ahead and turn in whatever quests I can turn in. I guess I can stop by Southern Barrow-downs camp, and then I can head to Bree and do whatever I need to there. Turn in some quests, that's what I need to do. And then I can... yeah, eventually I'll craft myself on my Guardian some gear. Some level 20 gear, and then whenever the next time we play this guy, he will have better gear. Because even though I could kill that elite master solo,
What do you need?
can always use better gear. And I actually did all that. I have better battle gauntlets available. So a very easy way to just tell, I think Overhand Smash will be a simple ability to look at. These do quite a bit more DPS than the ones I have equipped. They also have nice stats, so I'd have a bit more health. But to actually visualize the damage upgrade, just doing this, you can see they are almost 30% upgrade, maybe. So pretty good upgrade there. I could have been doing quite a bit more damage to Barghest with even with just that and not the gear I will craft. That yeah, this dwarf I don't think has any fashion sense right now. Not that I'm one to know or judge that, but those battle gauntlets, these ones are like ridiculously thick. I guess you gotta protect your hands and knuckles when you're punching though. Speaking of knuckles, I guess it was time to pop mine. Anyway, as we're headed to do these turn-ins, I guess it is a good point to go ahead and do the wrap-up for the stream and outro-y type stuff. I do want to thank a couple people gave $10 tips. Again, thank you to Bacalonius who did it more recently, and Vegas Sims did quite a while ago, towards the beginning of the stream, actually. So I really do appreciate that. As I mentioned, working on upgrading my storage capacity. Oh yeah, speaking of that. Oh wow. Apparently hardware monitor never really did open. My CPU is in, at least when I open this, yeah, it's about 35 to 45, jumping around a bit. So temperature is pretty decent while playing LOTRO, and for those curious, my usage is about 20 to 30%, so it's not like crazy usage in this. But yeah, to just wrap up that storyline as well. Otherwise, Brawler, still enjoying the class a lot more than I had before. I really do think the setup abilities, having a lot quicker animations, is helping, and leveling, questing, I think is more fun than not on the Brawler.
What can I do for you?
So I think that has been helpful as well. And yeah, I'll have these quests to repeat next time. I will... definitely by time finishing Southern Barrow-downs, I think I'll be plenty good level for North-downs. Might even get slightly too high level. And next up for this Brawler, I don't know exactly when that will be. I'm having fun on him, so it's a decent chance it'll be relatively soon. We can go to the next... yeah, we can get progressing on North-downs. And otherwise, what else would I have? Eventually I would like to do a new character through the Shire. Oh, that's going to be tough though. Like Shire, I don't know if I'm ready for that again. I did that, when did I even do that? 2018 or 2019? I don't even know if I'm ready for it again, but I'll try to do the Shire in preparation for Yondershire. The only problem is doing Shire right before Yondershire. Yondershire has similar quests, which I'm oddly enough hoping, as like delivering pies, delivering mail, all that sort of stuff. I do have a little bit of concern that doing Shire right before that could burn me out on those quests a tad too much, but we will see. I still think a new zone, like, even with that, is exciting enough that I wouldn't be burnt out or whatever. Also, where do I want to go on this character? I think I want to stay in Southern Barrow-downs. I'm just kind of walking randomly as I'm talking here. But yeah, otherwise, videos coming up, I probably... I don't think I can have one tomorrow. It's a little late to actually do that. I might have a short tomorrow. One of those shorts things. I've been testing that out. I'm not entirely sure. As a viewer, I really don't like shorts, but from the non-viewer, from the creator perspective, I guess they can be decent. But as a viewer, I actually don't like those at all. But anyway, I might try one more type of those out, one or two more types, and see how they do. Otherwise, for content, yeah, I actually recorded a video that is totally outdated based on the producer's letter, so that kind of sucks, but it was an exciting video. But a couple of the bigger projects I have going on just require a lot of editing, which I haven't had much time for recently. So that's the deal with some of the bigger videos that I have had planned that have been either delayed or just haven't been uploaded yet. So yeah, that's the update for the future. Next stream could potentially be Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that is where I will go ahead and wrap up for the evening. As I head to the forge, I'll probably do some AFK crafting. But as far as this stream goes, I hope you all did enjoy it and me getting back to the Brawler. I'm having fun with this character and on the class, so that is all good to me. And I have no idea how many I need to craft of these. It is not 25. I'm thinking it's 35, but I need to think about that a moment longer. Yeah, it's 35. I'll just do, yeah, 35 barrow iron. It's kind of fun to stack up tons of silver since they're rare. And with that final thought, I really will wrap up this stream. So if you all enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing for more or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.